Hi everyone, Jon Mitchell here, Mayor of New Bedford, and this is another installment of the Mayor's Weekly Update. So a couple of things to talk about this week, but they're big items. The first is the city's budget for next fiscal year. The fiscal year starts on July 1st. So at this time of year, I present, as I did this week, my proposed budget to the City Council. And I just encourage people to watch the budget address. It's about 10 minutes long, roughly, and cable will be running it for the next few weeks. But what I try to do is explain how the city goes about its budgeting. Budgets are, in a way, a statement of values. And for us, what we want to do is we want to have a city government that works well, that delivers the kinds of services that our residents expect and deserve, that we follow through and do a good job, that the funding in city government is sufficient to allow us to do that, but it is efficiently run, sufficient that we are not imposing on the city's taxpayers. And money's tight in New Bedford. That's not news to anybody at this point. But what we do is that we're very careful with the city's money. The Wall Street rating agencies rate New Bedford very strongly because we've been good at managing the city's funds. And so this year is no exception. The budget that we proposed is not at significant variance from last year's budget. It's more of the same. What we try to do is get better and more efficient as time goes on. We do invest in a couple of areas. In particular, I felt it important to invest in the police department. The police department's budget goes up more this year than it has in previous years. And the reason for that is that, like a lot of other cities, we have found it challenging to recruit and retain police officers. It's something that the profession nationally has been struggling with, but I think that's something that in order for us to continue our improvements in public safety, we need to make sure that we're bringing on high quality folks to be police officers and to retain the ones we have. So a little bit of investment there to accomplish that. But by and large, it is a budget that is relatively flat. Some things go up just because the cost of living is going up in general. And then there's some things like pensions that are going up faster, but we have less control over those costs. Those are dictated by state policy as well as the actions of the city's retirement board. So steady as she goes with this budget. I look forward to a discussion with the City Council, a full discussion as time goes on. I think we would do best if that discussion is as much in the public realm as feasible. We want to make sure that that there's a free exchange of information between the council and the administration. So we look forward to having that kind of discussion. That is my hope. The second thing I want to talk about today is the State Pier. There was a hearing on the State Pier held by the state this week, specifically Mass Development, which is an economic development arm of state government. The State Pier, as we all know, is a property right in the middle of the harbor, bisected by Union Street, right across from the downtown, and for years it has been underutilized. It's been a vast expanse of asphalt, and even though the ferry service is done very well, it could be a lot more than it is. What we're trying to do now is to make sure that it lives up to its potential, and that's what I've been demanding from the state for well over 10 years now, and I think we're starting to make some progress. There are a number of things that I think are going to be important about it, but the most important as it moves forward, as the development moves forward, and the development could include some restaurants up there as well as some fishing facilities as well. It can all work together if it's actively managed. The most important thing, though, is that the state put deadlines in place for the development process. The state cannot continue to kick the can down the road as it has for so many years. So I will continue to make that case because I believe our city deserves to have something fabulous at that site, something that will draw tourists, but also be a source of pride for folks here. And a place where we can show off all the great stuff that we do on the water here in New Bedford. So I look forward to that discussion, more to come, and I have my assurance that I will continue to take the lead on that. With all that, this week, it's been the Mayor's Weekly Update. We'll see you next week.